Hi, this is Matt Hugg with ThinkNP with your 5 tips in 10 minutes. And today we have Chip Capelli of Chip Capelli Accountant of Provincetown, Massachusetts. And Chip, thanks for being with us.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
So, Chip, what's your first tip?
My first one is to be fair to yourself.
Oh, that's good. It sounds kind of Ben Franklin-ish, kind of pay yourself first.
Right, exactly. Whether it comes to what you charge for your services, how much time you spend in the office. It's easy to spend 10, 12, 14 hours a day in your office.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to be, if you're self-employed, that's a gift.
Yes.
You're able to make your own hours, work with people you want to work with. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
And take a walk. My office looks right out on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And I take not enough time, but I take some time to just go walk on the beach in the afternoon.
Right.
And just enjoy the moment and be fair to myself. I made the choice to move to Provincetown to live in that environment.
Yeah, right.
And I want to enjoy it and be fair to myself and give myself time to enjoy it.
And it's not like you have to live in a resort community to do that.
No.
You can do that
whatever
in
you
other
enjoy.
places. Right.
I love living at the beach. Some people love living in cities. Some people love living in suburbs. Do what you love.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself. Be fair to yourself.
Like take a check out and go to Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
However that works.
Whatever makes you happy.
Cool. So that's a really good start. What's number 2?
Well, I touched on it. Be kind. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Be kind to other people. That whether it's clients, potential clients, employees.
I know somebody very close to me who says it doesn't cost anything to be nice.
My mother said all the time.
Yeah.
It's true. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. And I found for myself, my reputation is that I'm nice. If you ask somebody,
that's your brand.
right? Yeah. If you ask somebody about me, they're not going to say I'm a great accountant, or they're not going to say I'm a great consultant or anything else. They're going to say, they'll get to that.
Right.
But
Right. We hope so. They're going to say
but
something.
first they'll say, "Oh, Chip, he's really nice."
Yes.
And I'm very proud of that.
That's really cool. So be kind generally, and imagine people are going to talk about you,
right,
and connect with you. I mean, it's nice to be nice, but it's also it's good. It builds business too.
Right, and you have to be. I guess a 2A to that would be genuine.
Right.
Yeah. People can spot a phony a mile away.
Yeah, exactly. So don't make it up being nice. Right.
Just
Actually, really be nice.
Be nice. And if you're doing it right, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's good. What's number 3?
Number 3 is know what you don't know. We live in the Google world.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know something, I'm part of a network of other consultants. I have a mentor who is an auditor who knows way more about a lot of stuff than I do.
Right.
I've called on you for certain things.
Sure.
I called on colleagues for certain things. I've used Google for certain things.
Yep.
The IRS website's my best friend. I have
one of the few people who can say that right now.
I have a shelf of books in my office. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know, let me get back to you.
Right. Right.
And I do that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine that well, in fact, I know that builds credibility.
It does, because it's easy, just as easy for them to find out that you're wrong.
Yes.
So, and they're entrusting you to give them good information.
Well, and trust makes a big difference, because if you try to obfuscate the fact you don't know somebody, that comes out.
Right.
And so if you just say, hey, you know what? I don't know that, but let me find out, because I think I know where to look.
Right. Let me do some research.
Yeah.
Let me check with somebody.
Yeah.
And nobody gets mad at that.
Yep. That's cool. That's good. Yeah. So what's number 4?
Number 4 is, kind of the other side of that. Be able to back up what you do know.
Okay.
I send emails to clients all the time with links to IRS articles.
Yep.
Things from nonprofit publications.
Right.
The big thing right now I'm dealing with a couple of clients is paying development officer or development consultants commission.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to say no.
Correct.
But I have about a dozen articles. Some are 10 years old, but it's the same information.
Ethics hasn't changed.
Ethics haven't changed. So one person in my town reached out to me recently, and I told her, I said, no. She said, I trust you, but can you give me more?
Yeah, right.
And I sent her about 10 or 12 articles.
Yep.
So she sent it out to her board.
Okay.
And said, look, we can't do this. Because Chip says so isn't always enough. As much as I would love that to be true.
Yeah.
So folks have the information in hand.
Right.
And I try to send as much information as I can. Whether they read it or not is not my problem.
Yeah.
But if I can send 6 sources that say the same thing,
Right.
people are going to believe it.
Yeah.
And something like that is paying commission on fundraising is just so wrong. And I'm sadly surprised at the number of people who don't know that.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, and that we could make a whole thing on that.
Oh, we should do a panel one day.
Right, yeah. But no, you're right. It makes a big difference to people when you're able to tell them something, and they trust that you know what's going on because you can back it up with what you have.
I just put links at the bottom of the email saying, for further research or further information, or here's where I own up to it. I don't make stuff up. Here's where I got this information.
Yeah, right.
And people appreciate that.
Yeah,
I found that to be true.
Well, boy, you've really hit some good ones so far. So can't wait for number 5. What do you got?
Number 5 is to stay current on what you do.
Oh, that really relates to the last one, right? Because you wouldn't know those if you weren't current. Okay.
But especially in my tax business.
Oh, yeah.
Things change every year, especially with healthcare and in business tax returns, personal tax returns. There's things that change all the time, and I take a lot of webinars. And this is true whether you're in development, whether you're in HR.
Yeah.
We do payroll in my office. Overtime rules change every year.
Yeah.
I send my payroll manager to those day-long Fred Pryor workshops.
Sure.
And a lot of those things are sales jobs, but you can get the information that you need. It's just important to know, to be on top of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, and I would hope that folks would subscribe to ThinkNP for that too.
There you go. They should.
But no, that makes a big difference, and I know I do that with my clients. Where if you see something new, I'll tell you what, it's helped me with that is teaching. Getting out and having to know what the newest thing is to be able to talk to people.
Right, because you're going to have somebody who heard something.
Yep.
Or part of it, or heard it wrong.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to counter it or confirm it.
Right. Or what I find is a lot of people, something new has come up, and yet it is so much like something old. But folks are saying, "Wow, this is the greatest thing. We ought to be, doing this one way." And it's like, that really is just like it was so long ago.
And another piece of it is with taxes is. Charitable contributions, the other side of what we're doing.
Sure.
Is folks, I'm constantly surprised at what people think of as a charitable contribution.
Yes.
And those regulations do change. I had one client a couple years ago who bought some clothes at his local Goodwill. And he thought that was a charitable contribution to
Goodwill. Right.
And that doesn't change. That's always wrong.
Yeah, they got a deliverable, that doesn't work.
Right. But things like that. I had a client not too long ago who had donated some theater equipment to a theater.
Sure.
And it was fine theater equipment. I'm actually involved with the theater he donated it to, but it wasn't worth what he paid. So he very proudly brought me the receipt.
Yes.
And I said, no, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Even though he got a letter from the nonprofit saying, thank you for your contribution of X $1,000 in
which actually equipment. They should. That's another issue of how they did their receipt.
They didn't do the receipt right, and because I have that background, I was able to figure it out and file a good return for him.
Yeah,
he wasn't happy, but I said, you're going to be less happy when the IRS comes knocking at your door. So.
Right, exactly.
So and all these 5 items, can cartwheel into 20 pretty easily. So if you remember those 5 things, in fact, when I go back to my office, I think I'm going to write these down and put them on my bulletin board.
That's great. Well, Chip, this has really been good. It's really been helpful, and to be able to really talk about these 5 particular things, which I think apply anywhere.
Right. For-profit, nonprofit.
Yeah.
In life, be kind here. Be kind. Be fair.
Yeah.
This is what we learned in kindergarten. What was that book?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, Chip, thank you so much, and
thank you,
everybody. This has been Chip Capelli of Chip Capelli Accountant in Provincetown, Massachusetts, and he has been on ThinkNP's 5 Tips in 10 Minutes. Thanks for joining us, and get to work.